Jessie was a man that killed many a lad. He robbed the Danville train. He stole from the rich and he gave to the poor. He'd a hand and a heart and a brain. Jesse James was a man, a friend to the poor. He couldn't see a brother suffer pain. And when his brother Frank, he robbed the Springfield bank, and they held up the Glendale train. Poor Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard had laid poor Jesse in his grave. It was his brother Frank that he robbed the Gallatin bank as he carried all the money from the town. It was at that very place that they had a little chase, and they laid Captain Sheets on the ground. They went to the crossing not very far from there, and there they did the same. For the agents on his knees delivered up the keys to the outlaws called Frank and Jesse James. Poor Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard had laid Jesse James in his grave. It was on a Wednesday night, if I remember right. They robbed the Glendale train, and the people they did say for many miles away, it was robbed by Frank and Jesse James. Then on a Saturday night, Jesse James was at home, just talking with his family brave, when Robert Ford came along like a thief in the night and laid poor Jesse in his grave. Poor Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard had laid poor Jesse in his grave. He was standing on a chair, just a straightening picture there, when he thought he heard him a sound. And when he turned around, that bullet knocked him down, and it laid poor Jesse in his grave. Robert Ford, you dirty little coward, I wonder how you feel. For you slept in Jesse's bed, and you ate of Jesse's bread, and you laid poor Jesse in his grave. Poor Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard had laid poor Jesse in his grave. Now the people held their breath when they heard of Jesse's death, and they wondered how he'd ever come to die. It was one of his own gang called Little Robert Ford, and he shot Jesse James on the sly. Now Jesse went to rest with his hand upon his breast, and there were many who never saw his face. He was born one day in the county of Clay, and he came from a solitary race. Jesse had a wife to mourn for his life. 3 children, they were brave. But that dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard had laid poor Jesse in his grave. This song was made by Billy Gashade as soon as the news did arrive. He said there's no one man with the law in his hand could ever take Jesse James in alive.